Alrighty. Howdy, folks. So today we're going to be doing a little bit more of a chill stream, because I have a few things that I need to do to get set up for Season 4 of my Luanti server, and I just decided to live stream a few parts of that. So, yeah, that's basically what we're going to do today. Let's see. I'm going to switch over to this view here, and actually, let's go ahead and pull up the game itself so I can give you an idea of what I'm thinking about. So in the current season, Season 3, we are playing on Asuna, which is a game made, I believe, from a lot of different mods to create quite a rich world for you to play in. And this time, I'm going to go in the complete opposite direction and play what's called single-node map generation. And this is a completely empty world. Let's just go ahead and log in, and I'll show it to you. This is just a single-player world. I'm just testing a few things out here. Okay, so I'm going to turn on fly mode. I added this platform in yesterday when I was experimenting with all of this, but these are the only blocks that exist in this world. Otherwise, it's just, I believe, 32,000 blocks in every direction, positive X, positive Y, negative Y, Z, etc. No, etc., just X, Y, Z. Anyway, so yeah, everything in this world is going to be made by the players. And a few things. First of all, I want it to be focused a lot on these markets. So this is the CommodityMarkets mod, and we were using this in actually all of the seasons that we've done on this server. But since there are no blocks in the world to be mined, I am going to, just as the admin, I will spawn in blocks that we would need to build things, and I will place them on these markets. And then we will use this currency. There's another mod, I think it's just called currency. And yeah, you can, if I deposit my money, I now have $100 on this market, and then when I go to this, I can say I want a golden sword. So I put a buy order saying I want to spend $100 to buy one golden sword, and someone else can pay for that later or fulfill that order later. Again, this is a single-player world, so no one's ever going to do that, but you get the picture. Totally empty world, focused on these markets, and a few other things. I have set the time so that it does not change. It's going to be perpetually sunset and moonrise, and I did that for a few reasons. One is just the idea of we're kind of like floating out in space here. There is no ground, there's no planet that we're standing on, so it doesn't really make sense that there's a sun and a moon orbiting us. And from my perspective, looking at these, this is neither here nor there, but from my perspective looking at these games, it definitely looks like the sun is orbiting the planet, especially the way it stays like perfectly 180 degrees in the sky away from the moon and imperfectly in the same cycle. Odd that there are moon phases in Minecraft for that same reason. But anyway, I digress. It makes more sense to me to have it stationary. So we will be in a stationary point in space. And also with that, I have turned on low gravity. The thing that's kind of cool about Minetest and Minecraft 2, I don't know how they do this setting, but each node, each block is 1 meter. And the setting for gravity in this game, we can actually look at it right here. Yeah, so the gravity setting is in nodes per second, and gravity measured in the real world is meters per second. And so, like, the gravity setting in the standard Minetest is 9.8 nodes per second, which is exactly Earth's gravity. So the gravity of Mars is 3.72 meters per second. So this is what I currently have it set to. So that's what this looks like. This is Mars gravity. And then we can also do moon gravity at 1.62. So I can do, actually, I think I have there. So now this is moon gravity, which would be kind of fun in this space. So I'm open to what other people think would be more fun for the gravity. Moon gravity is kind of a lot of fun when you're using it, but like if I just want to like hop on top of this one block, it's actually kind of a nuisance. So I found Mars gravity was a little bit more practical, but with such low gravity, you can do like, it couldn't quite make it there, but yeah, and then see I have to go like way up in the air just to hop onto one block. But you can walk straight across a gap like that. Not quite there. But anyway, go back to Mars gravity. Yeah, it's a little bit more practical. Cool. So yeah, when new players join the server, I have I don't think I've quite installed it yet, but I found the documentation for a mod called initial stuff, give initial stuff. So when new people join the server, I'll be able to give them some things to start off with: a steel sword, chest plate, like steel armor, a mailbox that they can use, and some money to get started on these markets. A couple things. So right out the gate, as soon as I start this server, I want to do a few things. Let me actually get this back up on the screen. Yeah. So there are a few things I want to do once I get this server started, aside from boosting myself. At coordinates 0, 0, which is basically where I am right now. So 0, 0, 0 is going to be world spawn. That's going to be the center of this cube world. But then the cube is going to have 8 corners. So I'm thinking that at spawn, I'm going to have, I don't think I have the mod installed here. No, we don't have teleport installed here. I can get it. So there's a mod called teleport. So yeah, I'm thinking that I will build a platform at spawn like this. And then in each corner, we can put a teleport station that will teleport you to that respective corner of the cube. So we'll have 8 total, bringing you to the 8 corners of the cube world. And we can put significant things at that location, like these markets and mailboxes, a library, other stuff, you know. So important things can go in those corners, and yeah, everything else can just be kind of free for whatever other people want to do. Another thing I'm thinking is that if I go into fly mode, so there's a mod called, that's not the thing I wanted to do. There's a mod called PvP toggle. And this, so as it has been created here, it gives the player the option to turn on or off PvP for themselves. They just run a command and they are allowed to opt out of PvP. And if we look at the source code for this, specifically I'm looking at, yeah, this right here, register on punch player, and then it's checking if Yeah, see, checks if PvP is disabled, and it's checking this toggle. But we could very easily edit this so that instead of it being toggleable, it's actually based on your coordinates in the world. So anything above y0, which is where I am right now, this is the second coordinate in that XYZ, anything y, any positive y, 0 and above, that would be the green zone. PvP would be disabled up here. And then everything below this, PvP would be enabled to create the red zone. And I also found this. This is a Minecraft skin creator. I'm just looking at that picture right there, and it seems like my hair is in the... Anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, this is a Minecraft skin creator called Thick Snail, and they have created skins for these Among Us characters. So I used a tool. This Minetest skin converter tool. To basically put these into a Minetest format. And actually, if we can find where my mods page is, or my mods folder is. Yeah, I don't know where... That's the fatal flaw here. I don't know where this game is storing things. So basically, I'm trying to use the skins DB to like set it so that everybody in the game is one of those Among Us characters, and they would just basically choose a color. But let's see, where is going to be... Huh? So... let's ask a chatbot. Duck.ai for it to ChatGPT and the like. But anyway, let's see. What am I going to ask it? On... Mind test. Okay, here they are. So skins DB in .mind test. That's interesting. I didn't. So I think it's already enabled. I go in my inventory, go to skins, and yeah, here we have all of the different skins. These are the defaults. If I exit the server, and let's make a directory. And here, okay, log back in, preview of this. Okay, that doesn't seem to have worked. Well, here they are. I guess you can't really get rid of the defaults, but that's something that I do want to do. So yeah. I would want to get rid of those defaults. That way everybody would be just one of these characters. There's some special ones too that I would reserve for administrators or moderators. It might be mine. The piece missing from the back of the arms, but otherwise look pretty cool. All made by Thick Snail. Yeah, so we would have the platform, a couple things actually. So this mod here is it's part of the CommodityMarkets mod, and in the previous season we were using the fantasy markets, which gave you like the King's Market and the Night Market, and these caravans that you could trade on. But that didn't really make a lot of sense in this single node world. It's not so much of a fantasy environment. So I found another mod called City CommodityMarkets. Not what I want to do. I need to stop using Alt Tab because it's messing with stuff. This one, City Commodity Market. It adds these 4 colored market stalls, and here you can see them in the game. Very lovely, and this is how they work. We already explained this, but since we look at just like the plain ones. There's black, blue, brown, cyan, green, orange, pink, purple, red, white, and yellow. Yeah, I think it's 11. Anyway, so I went ahead and extended this mod a little bit here. So basically, I just added a few more, one for each of the colors. So in this new season, we're going to have these 11 different character models that people can choose from, and each character model, each color will have a respective market stall that they can use. So yeah, I'm not really going to set like rules for how these different, teams, so to speak, are to behave with one another. They could be friendly, they could not be friendly. It just so happens that everyone is going to be on it's like like that Stanford prison experiment, basically. With money. Yeah, so that's the basic idea. Let's see. A few things I need to do here today. First of all, I want to test out this thing that I made, this expanded City Commodity Market. And let's see, let's just do it with a soft link. Okay, so that should work. I'd like to get rid of those other skins. I don't know how to do that. So we're going to turn off this one. I'm going to turn on this one, which is basically the same thing. It's just adding a few additional ones. Uh-oh. Let's see. Going on line 66. Rogue comma. Like that on the others too. This one ends with a comma. Maybe I need to end this. If I need to do a bit lazy to do a global search and replace, but I wonder if that's the problem. And there we go. Okay. Let's get rid of these old ones. Those errors are just from it being from the other mod. Go. So now we have all of the colors. So for this guy, yellow market. I would like for those to go away. Purple market. I was pretty lazy with putting these together, to be honest. So like the actual City CommodityMarkets mod is their textures are a little bit nicer. I just went for one color across. They have a little bit of variation and took a bit more pride than I did. But yeah, so each of these Among Us characters will have its own market, and those can interact however they do. The teams can interact however they like. There's 11 teams, so it doesn't necessarily make sense to give each team a quadrant or any other kind of division of the cube. I mean, open to debate if you guys would like to. Maybe we just leave that for the in-game players to decide and hash out. But yeah, so yeah, cool. So that mod is working. So let's actually create a package for it. And I think I have edited me as appropriate. Yep. What else is it? Okay, cool. So let's see. How do I create a package? First of all, I need to make it a Git repository. So something is to note is that this one, you can download the original City CommodityMarket from the Luanti content database, which is where I'm trying to put this package right now, actually. But their issue tracker is gone. And there doesn't seem to be anything else here either. And there's no GitHub linked. Actually, there might be if we go into this person's profile. Well, anyway, point being, there's nowhere where I can submit a PR to just add onto this and let them use the code. So I'm just going to do it myself. See over here, organizations, gaming, new repository. And should we just call it? Is it underscores over here? It is. Singular. It annoys me that Vim creates these swap files. So every time I do a repo, I have to do a git ignore. Yeah, it would be nice to have a fork of the original repo for this, but it doesn't exist. So wish that wasn't shown right on the screen. There we go. Gotta move my mouse. Okay. Let's add a package here. Have a git repository. Auto import. Before we do that, actually, let's package it up into a tarball. How do people do it in this game? I think they just... download this. What do I get? What's that number at the end? I'm going to go with dates. So I've been doing version numbers for tagging. Um, it's using dates over here. I might just try using a date. Just let's try date tags. Why not? 2026 04-11. Well, if I do multiple releases in one day, version numbers. We're going to stick with version numbers. I think is it XF or CZF to create it? Not exactly sure if this is the best way, but sometimes you just got to try it. Try this. Oh, active. I'll continue developing it. Still using it, so. Theirs. What did they do? No, it is not. Kind of silly to have to put a status like that. Oh, I guess come back later. You should update it. But anyway, there should be a way for like me as a user of this to say, actually, this is not actively developed. But anyway, where are the tags? Multiplayer focused, commerce, and economy. IT is what theirs was, so I will keep the same. Oh, interesting. Take advantage of that. Why not? Fortunately, I don't know how secure it is for me to show you my Stripe dashboard, so I won't. Let's see. Hmm. I think I want a tag because if I push a bunch of commits that I'm just testing, um, that would be unnecessary. It's only when I do a tag, when I do an actual release, like what I just did with that version 1.00. Cool. Guess we just need to remove that. A little annoying to do a release so quickly, but again. This website's a little bit crazy. Releases. How do I delete these? Delete. There we go. Perfect. I was worried. It's not there. It is not there. Maybe I should just upload a zip file. Let's try to just do it manually. Ah, automation is kind of nice though. One more try. Okay. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Cool that they have that sort of automation. Uh, What does this mean? Found description.txt at slash. Delete this file and use description. Oh, description. I'm a different thing. Okay, that's yes. Fair enough. Yes. I don't think it's necessary to keep changing these. Okay. That seems to be working. I'm going to give that a minute, and I will be right back with you. What's going on here? Good. What do I call it? I believe one came with it, which is fortunate. Called it screenshot as well. 920 by 517. We can handle that. GIMP. 920 517. That gets annoying. fans kick on. Try to cool down the server. So since it's sitting right next to me, I just opened the door. Exactly the same one, but just go. This is there's a lot here. Because I also want to do. Okay, so it will be approved. Cool. So let's find that toggle PvP. This one does have sort, I think, which is nice. So, too much about this README right now. Uh, Okay. So, okay, I should speak out loud while I'm reading this. So it looks like what we have here is a function, remove nearby arrows. Um, I'm guessing that is, so like if someone shoots an arrow at you, it's going to like delete the arrow if you have PvP turned off. I'm not going to worry about that thing just yet. This first one, this is the function that toggles it for the player. So it's a setting. This variable right here, player get meta set string PvP enabled. So this is how they're determining whether this is enabled or disabled for a player. It's just like a variable that they're giving like player metadata. And this function sets it one way or the other. So that's cool. And then we have another function that checks the value of that field. So is PvP enabled, and it just returns the value there. Okay, so this toggle PvP chat command. I don't want that. Why is my computer going so slow also? I mean, I'm running a lot of stuff, but let me close out of some. Let's close out of this game. That will help. Cool. Yeah, I don't think I want this command anymore. I'm going to comment it out. Okay. Yeah, so this one is when you are punch another player, is checking whether or not you have this setting toggled. It's also defaulting to PvP off. Computer's going super slow. Text file. So I don't know what this function's really doing, to be totally honest. Yeah, but basically, they're, oh, how will I do this? What they're basically doing is the player gets a function, the one I just commented out, where they can set this, they can toggle. When they run this chat command, it sets that metadata field to true or false, so to determine whether or not they have this enabled or disabled. And then when a player punches you, it is going to check that field. So I guess what I'm looking for is something like this mind test.register on not punch player, but like move player, and just see like once they cross a certain threshold, I would set that manually rather than having this toggle command. Hmm. Another way I could do it is I could just say, we could remove this whole setting for them and just edit it here. And instead of checking if they have this setting, just check what their coordinates are. Me. Oops. I wonder if those numbers are going to confuse. That did not paste very well. Okay. This doesn't give you a lot of control. It's literally just doing oh, out. Okay. So we can change a lot here. Now, we're not going to do toggle. It's not going to be done with this event or this metadata thing. We don't need to check it. We can remove the command original here. Now instead, yes, okay. So we're going to do this a little differently. This thing I'm still assuming that's just for O's. I don't know. Anyway, register on punch player. So when someone tries to punch another player, it's just going to look at the player position and the hitter position. And then if either is y less than 0, then it will allow the hit. Otherwise, it's going to cancel that. This necessary. Don't know what this is. No idea what that is. That you? Yeah. Okay. It's just used there. Okay. I mean, I think this is all that I need. And, it'd probably be better to make it so that the zones here are more customizable. So that, other people, if they want to set like very specific from this coordinate to this coordinate is green zone, this coordinate to this coordinate is a red zone. It would be better to have more finesse over it than just this hard coded value. Um, but for a initial go, I don't really care. So come on, quit struggling. Hmm. Apparently, the stream only takes 10% of my CPU, but man, this is going slow. This thing is dead. I think my keyboard may have died. Eh. What happens if I just switch position of the batteries? They've lasted a very long time. I think I had them at my old apartment. So. And I think I have some spares lying around. They might be down on the 8th floor, which would be a bit of a journey. No, actually, I think they're right here. Convenient. But let's see if that was enough. There we go. I thought the computer was being slow. It was actually my keyboard. Cool. So, I think I need to get rid of some of this so that there's not a. I think I can just get rid of else. Yeah. I think I can get. I don't know how I'm going to test it. I would have to do something multiplayer in order to test it. I think I can do that. We can make that happen. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. Up. Optional depends. But anyway. So I am in positive. If it say anything. Open this. Okay. And also, I'm kind of curious. Anyway. Okay, let me get on a different computer. And that proved to be a little bit more difficult. Battery. On. Perfect. Yeah. Oh, we just fell out of the world. So, myself not work. That did not work at all. Okay. Interesting. Let me plug this computer back in. Okay. So why didn't that work? Hello there, Upbeat Hawking and Golik. Welcome aboard. We are currently working on a mind test mod. Since you just got here, I'll go ahead and explain the premise of what I am doing. So, for season 4 of this server, duck.ai, yeah. um, I like duck AI. Yes, it's a little bit better than ChatGPT. I would use my own self-hosted services, but they're not currently working. Anyway, so this is Luanti Mind Test. I am doing a little bit of prep for a Season 4 server, which is going to be in a single node world. And so basically Skyblock, there will be nothing other than what the players put into the world. And what I'm planning is to start off by creating a platform like this, and there will be teleport stations in the 8 corners that will bring you to the 8 respective corners of the cube world. We're going to be having markets where you can buy and sell various goods, and yeah, they're going to be Among Us characters too. So kind of some implied teams, but I'm not really going to say exactly what the teams are going to do. Also, I set it so that time does not change. It's always sunset like this, so it kind of feels like we're floating in outer space, and as such, there is low gravity. This is the gravity of Mars at the moment. So that's basically what we're going to be playing in. So, at the moment, what we're working on is, so first of all, we just finished publishing a mod for these markets. There was already one that added several of these colored markets, and since I found these Among Us skins made by Thick Snail, I went ahead and copy-pasted theirs into a color for each of these Among Us characters, so each of the teams can have a respective market. But anyway, so right now we are working on a second mod, and what we want it to do is make it so that PvP, so me hitting this guy, PvP should be disabled when Y is above 0. So up here in the upper half of the cube world, PvP should be disabled, and then in the lower half of the cube world, PvP should be enabled. But that didn't work. So we have an existing mod that this is the PvP toggle mod, which gives you like a chat command where you can turn on or off PvP. But I need, we modified it so that it would, yeah, we're trying to modify it so that I don't know why it's not taking effect though. So basically what I've changed it to do is so this function right here, register on punch player, not player, if not hitter, blah, blah, blah. That to Stream is struggling. Oh, hey, Logan. Thank you. I got to focus on one thing at a time here. I think I was playing around with the settings. So like I was doing a 4K camera and I was using a 4K camera and better for the chat. So yeah, I was using a 4K camera with a 4K recording quality, and I had my screen kind of tucked away into the top fourth. But the camera was overheating and like the quality wasn't really working, so I've switched it back to 1080p at 60 frames per second. I might need to, in Owncast, set it back down to 30 frames per second and record at 60, but I'll keep playing with that. I don't think I can change that in the middle of a stream, unfortunately, but thank you for letting me know. Anyway, so let's see. Can we just... What if we just return true? Just ubiquitously cancel punching. No punching. Need to reload. Again. Why doesn't it like this? Let me just try putting it there. There we go. Okay. So it should be ubiquitously disabled. Let me log back in. One sec. Okay. Can I hit him? It doesn't look like that hurt. Yeah, I'm not taking any damage. Perfect. Okay. Interesting. Need to keep this thing plugged in. Okay. So we can disable it entirely. AI generated. Yeah. Am I sure that it's not working? Let me double check that it's actually not working. Okay. Yeah, it's not working. Yeah, he takes damage. Okay. Wonder if one of these other things triggered. How weird. Maybe it's just backwards. Position 13. Hmm. Neither of those are getting triggered. print something. Let's just see if it works. Okay, so the chat works. Oh, wait a minute. Did I not take damage there? It worked that time. Well, tan my fur. Okay, big hits down there. Okay, that seems to kind of be one more. For some reason, it's now working. Okay, I think I may have just what do I want to say? Seems fair. Okay. Nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, now, interesting. So, that appears to be working. That's good. Let's save our progress. Uh, okay. License. I don't think it's going to be super easy to make it a configuration. Like what filters here. That's not the easiest thing to do. So I'm just going to leave it as is for now. And we need to create a new repository. Okay, so now we can get a new package. Actually, not really have an example. Okay, now we're back to this whole thing with um so let's see. Just do zip this time. Huh. Okay. Guess we don't need to worry about that so much here. that size thing might be, could be anything. So I need to do in my big here. Change a few. This is for season 4, Luanti. Forget how to make all the windows equal. So let's just toggle. Okay. Cool. So yeah, cool. Okay, so this is looking pretty good. We have a low grav environment that is always going to be sunset. The whole world will be built by the players. I'm going to set up the spawn to teleport to the different corners of this map and set certain landmarks there. PvP is enabled. Uh-oh. How'd that happen? Interesting. I think like being right on the platform. When you're standing right on the platform, it actually. Yeah, that seems to be working. Cool. Okay, so we got our markets, we got our skins. Now, how do I delete skins I don't want? There we go. So I can delete the ones I don't want, and we can force everybody to be an OS character. Let's go ahead and let's go all the way with that. Guess Sam is a default. Can't get rid of that one. Can't get rid of this default. Suppose that's okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm not really sure about this release process for these mods. Megabyte. Yeah, I'm not really sure about the release process here. Then I think I need to update this so that it's a little bit more usable. So at the moment we have the current season running, and when I run this playbook again, it should be easier for me to deploy the new season. Oh, I guess if I'm just using Eddie's chart, that's the case. Let's manually change a few things. Anyway. I'm also planning to, so season 4, or season 3 was connected to my Matrix server. We can see that. But season 4, I'm planning to bother with that. Yeah, for season 4, I'm planning to also connect it to an IRC server. IRC is a little bit simpler. I can view it from a command line, so we're going to try that as well. Yeah, I think that's about it for right now. I think we made some good progress. We released a couple of mods. Got to see a sneak peek of the new season. What I'm thinking about for that, I'm thinking this is good. Yeah, we'll see. No word on exactly when I'm going to pull the trigger and start season 4 just yet. As I understand it, there are still people enjoying season 3, so I don't want to just kick them out. But I'm quite excited about this idea. I think this is pretty neat. Very unique mind test server. The other ones have been cool, but it's, yet another vanilla mind test server, effectively not vanilla because it's full of mods, but you get what I mean. It's what we've come to expect, whereas this seems like it could be something kind of different. But anyway, I digress. I'm going to leave it there. So thank you all very much for joining me, and I will see you soon. Oh, you can check out the Discourse forum if you want to stay updated on when the new season is going to come out. And I'm thinking about switching to a mailing list in the future, but still got to like work on that technologically speaking. Yeah, that'll do it for now. Toodaloo.